Greetings of peace. Hi everyone, my name is Craig. And let me start off by saying thank you to the Hollywood Meditation Center for inviting me to fill in at this last moment. One of the ways that I try to spend my time in a worthwhile way is by teaching Hatha Yoga. And as a teacher, I'm always looking for ways to encourage students to go within and experience the inner yoga. So we have Hatha Yoga, which is the one that most people are familiar with, all the postures. And then the inner yoga, like what this is an example of, meditation. Because yoga just means union, to connect, to join. And in this case, we could join body to mind. And what has been said, what connects body to mind is breath. So that's a very good place to start, to get the body to cooperate with the mind so it can have some concentration, which makes it different than the normal type of thinking, because meditate just means to think. It comes from the Greek. The basis of that word is to think. But it's not the thinking of just willy-nilly like any other day. It's thinking with an intention, a purpose, with a desired outcome. It's focused. So that's what meditation is. And it's a training, just like anything else. You learn how to think. I'll get into different types of thinking later. But right now, just that idea of using breath to connect body and mind. So let's start there. You could either be seated on the floor like me, or if you're in this chair, that's perfectly fine. What I do suggest, though, if you are seated in the chair, try to get both feet flat on the ground, maybe hip width apart. Put your hands on your thighs, back straight. I like to sometimes just stretch my spine out a little bit, and then ease back into it. There we go. I'm ready. So, first thing, exhale all the air out your mouth. Inhale through the nose. And do that again. Now, you probably already feel a difference. Now let's make it a little more specific. We're going to inhale through the nose, but let's take 4 counts to do it. Inhale. Then retain. And we'll retain that breath for 6 silent counts. Then open your mouth and let it out for 8. So you can see it's 4, 6, 8. Let's do it again. Inhale. Retain. Open your mouth and release. Once more should do it. Inhale. Let's all do it together. And as you retain, imagine yourself absorbing the energy of that breath. Open mouth, release over 8. You probably already feel a difference. Certainly the breath has slowed down. Perhaps your pulse rate has also slowed. And if you've really been active with it, maybe your thoughts have slowed down too. Which brings me to my next subject. I've been studying and teaching this form of Raj Yoga for some time now. And I recall an incident in the past that kind of addresses what we're talking about this evening, about the mind and how fast it works. I was teaching a meditation group, and one of the men in the group was an advertising executive. And he had been at the forefront of this type of rapid fire images on the screen, where beforehand it was more like a story, and then, as we know now, everything is very, very fast. And they wanted to see just how many images, so they hired teams of psychologists They did a lot of studies. This took a long time and a lot of money to get them to this place. But they did have an end result. And what they had found was, which I thought was rather amazing, is that the human mind is capable of recognizing images or having an impression of 25 to 30 images per second. Just think about that. 25 to 30 images per second. Now, on one hand, it shows you how capable the human mind is and how strong it is, and imagine if it could be harnessed. But on the other hand, trying to process and collate all of those thoughts, do you think that's going to bring you more peace and more harmony? Very unlikely. It's more chaos. Take another breath. Always stop in between to take a little breath, in between actions. There's no need to rush everything. This one thing about this quarantine that's taught us is to slow down. The pace is more gentle, the conversation's more sincere, and at the same time now even more things are happening out there, so there's more chaos. There's not less chaos, there's more chaos. I can't do anything about the chaos on the outside, but at least let me end the crisis in my own mind. Let me find a way to dissolve the crisis and the chaos inside my own mind, and that way I'm not affected by it. A very simple way to look at it is just mathematics, is that to the degree that there's chaos on the outside, to that degree I have to create space and quiet on the inside. So I have to keep deleting any type of thought, any type of opinion, any type of consciousness that isn't suitable or helpful to me during this time. And that way I can maintain even keel. So, let's try it again. Let's try the breathing again. But this time, instead of retaining the breath or breathing through the mouth at all, we'll do all the breath through the nose. It's a deep breath, but it's gentle in nature. So find yourself seated again, get back to that nice position, and begin to breathe. The reason I'm doing the class in this way is I've recognized for some time now that knowledge is everywhere. We all can see knowledge. We can value the knowledge. Inhaling and exhaling. I will begin to introduce and vocalize thoughts. A little commentary, a little guidance, just to facilitate the meditation process. For right now, continue to breathe. I'll start with a word, and that word is silence. The synchronicity of life is beautiful. Just the one word, silence. Immediately feel the weight of things falling off of you. There's more quiet on the inside. Just breathe. I remind myself that I'm the master of my own mind. I can direct my sense organs how I wish. Right now, right here, right now, I'm directing everything to silence. It's for my benefit. My intellect realizes that it's beneficial, and so it's not fighting. I focus my intellect on silence. My mind begins to experience the word silence. I play with this word in my mind. I churn it. Silence. I experience silence. I am silence. Continue to breathe. Sweet silence. No need to have more knowledge. Just going into my own, as I talked in the class before, my own cocoon of silence. Om Shanti. Om Shanti means I am peace. And the result of silence is the discovery of that truth, that I am peace. And with that peace naturally comes happiness, contentment. So number one, as I was talking last week about the cocoon of silence, for those of you who heard the class, that's what meditation is. It's a cocoon of silence. It all begins with, and I'll review quickly, awareness. I'm aware, and we're all aware, that something needs to change. And then I have an idea. I try something as a new method. And the new adaptation is meditation. I adapt my new environment by changing the way that I think, by becoming more quiet, tolerating a little more, accommodating, being more patient. And that won't happen without silence. So not just now, you don't have to practice a lot, and you can do this throughout the day. It doesn't take a long time. It takes but 1 second to say silence. Experience the peace. That's enough words for today. I bid you good evening, and may you experience silence. Om Shanti.